first case of AIDS in America was reported in 1981 in New York City. A number of gay men in New York and California suddenly began to develop rare opportunistic infections and cancers that seemed stubbornly resistant to any treatment. At this time, AIDS did not yet have a name, but it quickly became obvious that all the men were suffering from a common syndrome.
Bobby Campbell of San Francisco and Billy Walker of New York both suffer from a mysterious, newly discovered disease which affects mostly homosexual men, but has also been found in heterosexual men and women. The condition severely weakens the body's ability to fight disease.
At first, doctors named this virus GRIDS, or gay-related immunodeficiency. Due to high levels of promiscuity and prostitution in New York at the time, this new virus spread rapidly through both heterosexual and homosexual activity. Also, the use of Class A and B drugs such as heroin was very common. It was within the poorer communities that AIDS spread most quickly due to sharing syringes. Over 200,000 cases have been diagnosed since then, leading to more than 100,000 deaths. Although in the USA there have been HIV prevention campaigns aimed at the general population, many of the most notable programs have concentrated on the groups at highest risk of infection. This is regarded as the best approach for a country with relatively low HIV prevalence. Gay men. The world's first major HIV prevention campaign targets gay and bisexual men in USA cities. They began around 1984 and were run by non-governmental organisations such as the San Francisco AIDS Foundation. These community-based groups had for some time been teaching people about AIDS and how it was most likely acquired, but they found that this was not enough. Even men who saw friends suffer and die of AIDS found it difficult to make long-term lifestyle changes. The pioneering AIDS organisations found that most effective approach was to provide men with explicit information and skills, training in how to practice safer sex, and how to negotiate safer sexual relationships. This type of programme proved very popular and helped many thousands of men, initially with little support from the government. Largely because of this community-led response, levels of high-risk sexual behaviour plummeted among urban gay communities in the mid to late 1980s, and the rate of new HIV infections fell substantially. Other prevention programmes. America's most dramatic success in HIV prevention has been the reduction in transmission from mother to child. The estimated rate of infections among babies peaked at 1,650 in 1991 and fell to around 200 in 2002. This decline was caused by the use of antiretroviral drugs and avoidance of breastfeeding. In 2009, the ban on needle exchange programs was lifted, and 184 needle exchange programs were operating across 36 states, Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico.